Hey, welcome back to Body Brit. This week I am at the ICA Car Wash Show in Nashville, Tennessee, looking at some of the new, latest and greatest, looking at all of the IBAs. We're going to go through all those, and any of the other interesting tech I can find. Amusingly, these doors are closed and people are trying to get in. It's been quite amusing sitting here for a few minutes. So the convention center here in Nashville is actually right opposite from the Nissan Bridgestone. Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see that. The ice hockey events area. It's a nice building. It's not one of these old, nasty looking convention centers. Anyway, who cares about the architecture? It's all glass. It's one of those modern buildings. Let's go see some fun car wash stuff, and there's a couple of meetings I want to go to today about how to build turn fans into lifelong customers, and the next one is about I know this rehabbing sites. Someone that has had a site that was effectively closed down, much like our one in Covington, and then spent 2 years getting it to as good as it can be. 2 years is a long time as far as I'm concerned. We need to do it in a lot less to get Covington paying for itself. But if I'm gonna learn anything about the car wash industry, it's gonna be in this building over the next 3 days. So come enjoy the car wash show with me. Be interesting to see if you can get a copyright strike for music that's being played out in the street. I guess we'll find out. As you can see behind me, lots of teams arriving together. I guess if you work for a big tunnel chain, there's probably a few of you area managers, general managers that come together. Here's Rick and I, because there's just the two of us. Guys, why so many people interested in car washes? I found myself a seat away from all of the car wash bros. The goal for the next 3 days is to go and discover all of the things we didn't know about car washes. Every supplier that matters is here. That's a bit harsh. There's probably some smaller independent people who aren't here. I take that back because I may be one of those one day. But all of the big equipment manufacturers are here. That's probably the best way to put that. So we're going to talk to DRB, we're going to talk to DNS, who supply us in our IQ in Portland. We're going to talk to Coleman, because we have some Coleman equipment in both sites. We're not going to talk to D&H because they don't exist. But we'll go around and see Etowah Valley, who have done our meter boxes. I'm not sure if you've seen that video yet, but our new meter doors from Etowah Valley, straight replacement for our D&H system. Fantastic, really, really easy to install, and just good service by Jim at Etowah Valley. But the first session starts any minute now, so I'm going to go find a seat. Okay, first session complete. That was a talk on customer experience. As someone who's really passionate about user experience and software engineering, this was a good kick in the butt for me to be like, we really need to make sure that our customers are having the best experience. It's not just making sure everything works, which obviously is a huge part, but going above and beyond. Anyone around us can have a car wash that stuff works. Thankfully, that's not the case. We are the only car wash in both sites that everything works consistently. But there's little things, simple suggestions, like if you see someone with a kid washing their car, why not have a bag of Hot Wheels cars, or an AliExpress version of the same, to just give to the kid and say, hey, can you make sure this car is kept clean until the next time you come in for a car wash? Something small that makes a customer a fan. And I hadn't really considered that in this world. I've done that with user experience, little things, gamification, but that was a really interesting thought. Great first session. Next session is all about the guy that spent 2 years ramping a broken, empty car wash, like Covington, to something that's really successful. This is day 2 of the car wash show in Nashville, Tennessee. Day 1 I spent just kind of scouting out what's here. It's the first time at the show, so really interesting to see all the things you could possibly spend money on. You could come here and spend, I don't know, $100 million without too much trouble. Everything from the smallest valve to the biggest prefab tunnel wash, all available here. Really interesting to see. So I'm going to take you around some of the action here, show you some of the cool stuff, and some of the stuff that makes you wonder why people are in business. It's worth remembering that with these shows, there's also sessions. I've been to a few already, and I've just been to one about the DNS IQ Max, which is their truck wash. Really interesting to pivot from quarter-operated self-serve bays to potentially down the line having these 100-foot tunnels that wash semi-trucks and everything in between, pump trucks, school buses, and at that point you're talking about $100 to $120 a wash, which is crazy. Anyway, let's dive into the showroom floor and I'll show you what's going on. Oh, nice. It looks really cool. So this is really cool. It has occupancy sensor, so it's multicolored. You drive in, and it goes bright white. You drive out again, and it goes back to multicolored. This is when you graduate up to big tunnels and you get all these fun, expensive, but revenue generating spinny things. Look at that for a tire scroll. Gotta love the demonstrations where they show you how wet stuff can get. Just chat to these guys over at WashLink. This cashless option is about 20 grand, but it's really neat. You could do all your clubs or your memberships. 20 grand is about what you'd pay for a Hamilton Commander, so I think that's about average for a middle of the road machine. Commander would take cashless, that is different. When you see what goes into these tunnels, you can see why they're so expensive, but the return is there. This is nice and soft. Ooh. What are we doing? One thing I'm liking is the companies that embrace their header here. This is the lighting company, G&G, and look at that, they have a nice header around. It's less impressive. Gallop obviously do a good one. Some static ones here, but yeah, good for G&G. Possibly why their lighting is so expensive. More lighting. So this would be the competition to the DNS self-serve unit, which I will show you at some point. Cat 310 pumps, NEMA motors, into flow jets with air that you can regulate per bay, which is kind of awesome. Actually, you might be able to retrofit that. Some hydro minders, and then look how simple this stand is. So you're having your 4 flow jets at the bottom there, into each bay. Just a 3-bay system. This would be good for Portland, but we don't know about the changeover times. That's the concern. Where we see value in DNS is the changeover times. Because if you're paying by the second, which effectively you are in self-serve, it really makes a difference if you have to wait 5 seconds versus 20 seconds for the chemical to change. So we need to speak to Jim here at Etwa. He's the guy that helped us with our meter bay doors and our meter bay doors, our bay meter doors, meter box door, whatever. He helped us with those new doors and find out what he says. So this is one of the things Etwa Valley does really well. They will take an existing meter box and craft a new door for you. So if you've seen our video for Covington, that's what we've done. We've taken out the old D&H boards, D&H doors, and had Jim, who's just there, over to the left, create us a replacement door. Really neat. In fact, it might be this one. This might be our door. We've even got the option of push buttons here. These are waterproof individual components, so they can be switched out, not like the old D&H ones. That the D&H ones were soft touch, but they were on one control panel. So one switch breaks, you have to replace the whole panel, and they don't make those D&H panels anymore. Alas, hence we moved over to the rotary switch because it's easy for us to get a 12 position switch from CleanRight, Carl Superstore, anywhere really. So this one would be about 60 grand, I think. This has got all your bay. Oh. I think I know how to do this, really. There we go. Everything you need, all nicely documented. One for each bay. Then you have your cat pumps, motors. We have actually got covers on, which is novel. We don't have that at either of our sites. Here again, 4-bay system, really easy. You can regulate the air that comes out, stainless steel blocks for the chemicals, and down to some flow jets. Up here, obviously, your main inlet, and your hydro binders would be sat there. Coleman Hanna. Do we love them? Do they cause us problems? Yes. They mean well though. Big focus on the tunnel stuff now. As you can see, there are lots of tunnel equipment here, and I think there's a water wizard hiding at the back. Let's go see. Ah, it's an E-Fusion. So that's your soft touch option from Coleman. Which, yeah, very much a water wizard with moderately aggressive soft touch. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Clean RO system where the gauges work. And then no injectors, which is wonderful. Standard solenoid air and product. So this reminds me of an earlier video we did in France where it's just a self-contained unit. Everything all in one. So looking here, we've got a cat pump, 3 horsepower motor, an actual vacuum. I'm sure that doesn't come with it. But all of it through one switch, all the functions you could need. So I don't know if you have a car dealership or you just want something basic somewhere, might be a good option. So here we have the all singing all dancing Oasis Eclipse. This will wash a car in a minute, believe it or not. Top wash, 8-pass wash in 2 minutes. But there's an awful lot going on. They actually have this configured so you can run it as like a mini tunnel so that the door will open and then you go into the dryer bay, so you can effectively do 2 cars at one time coming through here. And they even went as far as to put cute little tassels on. The Oasis XP is actually at the Ripley car wash up the road from us. They've got a refurb unit. Doesn't look as nice as this for sure. This would set you back somewhere around $120 before install, taxes, delivery, all the upsells. But 2 breakaway arms, one that moves, one that doesn't. I think it's the driver's side one is fixed. I guess it depends which way it's going. One of these sides is fixed. And as you can see, these are all set up to break away. They're on shear pins. Keep your customers safe if they mess up getting in the bay. Then this is the X one. This is the newest one. It's the slowest wash that they sell. But I think it's still only like a 3-minute wash. It's really not bad. We consider that our water wizard is about 8 minutes. But this is Oasis. And they have soft touch, which we're not interested in.